Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy, commonly referred to as CTE, is a fatal neurodegenerative disease that has been causally linked to repetitive head impacts, with 97% of CTE cases being found in individuals who have a history of hits to the head. CTE is most commonly found in contact athletes who played for many years, military veterans, victims of interpersonal violence, and those who display head-banging behaviors. Notably, the disease has been found to be either rare or absent in the general population, with occurrence being between 0 and 2.8%. Although CTE is most commonly found in seniors and older individuals, the youngest person to ever be diagnosed with CTE was only 17 years old. As mentioned, CTE has been causally linked to repetitive head impacts. More specifically, it is thought that the accumulation of both concussive and non-concussive hits to the head play a role in the development of CTE. It has been put forward that contact athletes such as NFL players sustain hundreds of thousands of head impacts throughout their careers, putting themselves at a much higher risk for developing the disease. These repetitive hits to the head cause malfunctioning, misfolding and accumulation of a protein in the brain called tau, which then impacts adjacent proteins and neurons, essentially causing a chain reaction of neurodegeneration through the brain. Let's break down this complicated sequence a bit more. Under normal circumstances, tau is what's called a microtubule-associated protein, which serves to maintain the structural integrity of microtubules. Microtubules ensure the proper function of the neuron as a whole. When tau begins malfunctioning, it becomes hyperphosphorylated, which leads it to detach from the microtubule that it was previously supporting, causing malfunctioning of the neuron. After the hyperphosphorylated tau has detached from the microtubule, it forms what are called neurofibrillary tangles, which spread the malfunctioning to surrounding neurons. This progressive neurodegeneration often begins at the bottom of the cerebral sulci, which are the folds in the brain. With disease progression, pathology spreads throughout the rest of the brain, resulting in debilitating symptoms and eventual death. There are 5 main classes of symptoms associated with CTE. These include behavioral, mood, cognitive, vestibular or ocular, and motor symptoms. Symptoms of CTE often don't show up for years to decades after experiencing repetitive head impacts. Some of the behavioral symptoms include physical and verbal violence, being explosive, feeling like you don't have control, impulsivity, and paranoid delusions. Symptoms impacting mood include depression, feelings of hopelessness, suicidality, anxiety, irritability, and apathy. Cognitive symptoms entail issues with memory and attention, dysgraphia, and lack of executive functioning ability. Vestibular or ocular symptoms include balance issues, blurred or double vision, and dizziness. Finally, motor symptoms include ataxia, dysarthria, Parkinsonism, masked facies, and rigidity. The first symptoms to manifest tend to fall under the cognitive and emotional categories, and with disease progression, more severe symptoms such as Parkinsonism, dementia, and aggression manifest. Currently, CTE can only be definitively diagnosed after death at autopsy. However, there is a corresponding clinical diagnosis called traumatic encephalopathy syndrome, which is diagnosed in individuals who are expected to have CTE. This does not equate to a CTE diagnosis. A 4-tier staging system for the diagnosis of CTE at autopsy was proposed by Dr. Anne McKee, with each stage corresponding to where the tau pathology is present in the brain. This was refined to either high or low CTE. 11 common brain areas are often checked for CTE pathology at autopsy. There is currently no cure for CTE, and treatments focus on the management of the symptoms present in the client. Cognitive behavioral therapy is often utilized to help with symptoms such as anxiety, depression, mood swings, and aggression. Many pharmacological treatments are used as well. For those suffering from memory impairment and confusion, cognitive enhancers such as Aricept and Namenda are utilized. SSRIs are often prescribed to help with symptoms of anxiety and depression, and mood stabilizers are prescribed for symptoms similar to those present in bipolar disorder. Finally, for those experiencing issues with their sleep, melatonin is first used, and if not effective, a stronger medication will be prescribed. In conclusion, CTE is an extremely debilitating disease which presents with life-altering symptomology. The discovery of the disease was fairly recent, therefore there are still many unknowns. Knowledge is being furthered every single day with groundbreaking research, and the best thing that we can do at this time is to be educated on the disease, so thank you for listening.